California Congressman Robert Garcia. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday to talk. And Congressman, what questions and concerns do you have about this move of Ghislaine Maxwell from Florida to Texas?
Well, the whole thing is very concerning, and it's not just this move, but I think every day more information comes out. And the real question is, what is Donald Trump hiding, and what is this cover-up that's happening clearly at the White House? Look, with Ms. Maxwell, she was not eligible at this moment for any type of transfer. The idea that she gets moved to a facility that is much less secure, where she can roam more freely, that quite frankly gives her the ability to be much more comfortable. This is someone who has, of course, been convicted of sex trafficking and done horrific crimes against women and young girls. The fact that she's moved to this new prison just within this week of meeting with Todd Blanche, who, as we know, is not just the deputy AG, but was Donald Trump's former personal lawyer, his personal attorney, should be very concerning. This is someone who is, for all of us, we're very concerned about her testimony, what she's trying to tell the Donald Trump Justice Department. She clearly wants a pardon or some kind of reduced sentence. And so we need to get the Epstein files released now. She should not have gotten transferred. And we're looking forward to her deposition in front of the Congress, where she will be asked the tough questions.
I was just going to say, you're asking to speak with her. And Friday, the House Oversight Chair, James Comer, agreed to postpone Maxwell's scheduled August 11th testimony before Congress until after her appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court is resolved. What do you make of that decision to delay the testimony?
Yeah, I mean, there are three pieces of that testimony, two of which we agree with. We agreed as a committee that we're not going to allow her and give her full immunity. We're not going to allow her to essentially pick her questions and get those in advance. On the third piece, on the date, we wanted something in August. We wanted it to happen in the next couple of weeks. So we do not agree with this delay. It's clearly a stall tactic. At the end of the day, that's Chairman Comer's decision. But we want her in front of the Congress in a bipartisan way now. And it needs to happen now because there's so much happening with the Epstein files, and clearly Donald Trump's wanting to hide them. And so, look, at the end of the day, they can make that decision. The Supreme Court appeal, I don't think is hopefully not going to get anywhere. This is someone that has been convicted for horrific crimes. And it's important that right now we're centering the victims who also deserve justice. And so what we've told the DOJ and Donald Trump as part of our subpoena as well is it's time to release the files, documents, and videos to the public. Stop hiding things and let's get it out.
Prosecutors and the judge in Maxwell's trial said that she lied under oath and failed to take responsibility for her actions. Why would the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, believe that he would get truthful, valuable information from her? And in that same vein, Congressman, what do you think lawmakers will learn from her if all of these different entities have called her a liar?
So one, I'm not convinced that the Deputy AG wants all accurate information from her. I think that, I think we have to be really suspicious about what it is that Donald Trump and the DOJ actually want from Ms. Maxwell. It's clear that she might be willing to say whatever it takes to essentially target certain folks and not target Donald Trump. And that's what we're really concerned about. Look, it's really important that she come in front of Congress in a bipartisan deposition so that we can hear from her directly and ideally take what she says there and then corroborate that information with what's actually in the Epstein documents. We cannot just take her word for it. We've got to be centering the victims. We've got to be centering those that have been impacted, the women, the girls. She is a known liar. She's been convicted of horrific crimes, and this idea that she should be moved to a better prison or somehow she should be getting some sort of pardon or special treatment should concern every single American. This is not a good person, and it's very concerning that a lot of folks right now across the country are in some ways lionizing her.
You mentioned centering the survivors. The president just said that he believes Todd Blanche conducted this interview with Maxwell personally because he is trying to ensure that people don't get hurt. Who do you think the president is referring to there?
Himself. I mean, the president, he cares about one person, and that is himself. His entire approach has been about protecting himself. We know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein documents. I mean, the DOJ had told Donald Trump, we know this already, it's been reported, widely reported. So we know Donald Trump's in the documents. We know that he had a very close relationship with Epstein for 10, 15 years. In fact, they call themselves very close friends, as we know in reports as well. And now all of a sudden you have the president who campaigns on this release of the files and then flip-flops. This is a betrayal. It's a betrayal to the country. It's a betrayal to his supporters, and clearly Donald Trump is lying and hiding something. And so we owe it to the American public and the survivors and the victims to get the information and to get to the truth.
You're really putting in work considering the House is on recess. So let's turn to immigration, though. You and 11 other Democrats filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration to ensure members of Congress can access ICE detention sites. That's, of course, after several of your colleagues were blocked from conducting oversight at those facilities. Have you received a response from the administration?
Well, I mean, the administration's response has been that we're not allowed to visit these facilities and allow us to do our oversight responsibility that we have a legal obligation to do. And the reason we filed this lawsuit is because all of us have tried to visit these detention centers. We've gone with the laws that are in place now, which allow us to essentially visit these centers and conduct essentially that visit on the spot. That has been the tradition in this Congress, and it is actually in the law. And so for them to now say that, oh, we need to give them a 7-day notice or we need to give them more time to schedule these is complete BS. They do not want us going to these facilities. And why? Because we already know that these facilities are people are not being treated well. Some people don't have access to food. Some people we know don't have access to their legal representation. They're already taking away due process from all kinds of people across this country, citizens, non-citizens, migrants, students. And the idea now that they want to not allow members of Congress our ability to do oversight is incredibly concerning, which is why, of course, we have filed that suit.
And of course, as you mentioned there, the Trump administration claiming that it's because these requests aren't coming in a timely fashion. Congressman Robert Garcia, thank you so much for being with us.